Welcome to Fenway Park in this American League East Division battle. It's the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, no doubt, Jerry, Dustin Pedroia has been a spark plug for the Red Sox. He got it started in a big way in the home opener.
He really did with that home run that he hit first time up here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox have been struggling coming off the road trip. And on Friday against the New York Yankees for the third time in 3 years in the home opener, Dustin Pedroia hits a home run to get this Red Sox offense started. And what a weekend he had against the New York Yankees. 9 for 13 over the weekend, a .692 batting average, 3 doubles, plus that home run that we just looked at, and 5 runs batted in for Pedroia. You know, he's the kind of guy, down when you watch him play, he's a spark plug of this ball club. There's no question about that. You wouldn't know if they had lost 20 in a row or won 20 in a row. He's the kind of guy that goes out there the same way every day, plays the game hard, and it certainly has reflection on the ball club.
Red Sox were able to take 2 out of 3 from New York. They try to get Game 1 of the series against the Rays. We're back with more from Fenway right after this. Sox. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Don Orsillo with you for Red Sox baseball tonight in Game 1 of the series. When we saw the Rays come into town for the first time on the schedule, you imagined that Manny Ramirez and Johnny Damon would be coming to town. Well, half of that equation is Johnny Damon is here, and of course Manny Ramirez is not, as he chooses to retire rather than take a 100-game suspension for failing a drug test once again. So Manny is not here. Late into the offseason, Manny finally signed with the Tampa Bay Rays, and it did not start well. He was hitless over his first 7 at-bats and finished 1 for 17 with the Rays before being pulled out of the lineup. He struck out 3 times at his last start with the Rays on April the 5th. The sudden retirement of Ramirez, just another of the numerous changes for the Rays. It looks like a whole new ball club, and they're not playing well. Gone from last year's team is the entire bullpen. Soriano, Wheeler, Choate, Qualls, Balfour, and Benoit, which really was the strength of their team. Also gone, as far as the starters go, Garza, Pena, Bartlett, and of course Carl Crawford now wears a Red Sox uniform at all. Tampa lost their team leader in homers, runs scored, stolen bases, average, and saves. With more on the unexpected retirement for Manny Ramirez, here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Don, one of the guys on that Rays in graphic is Johnny Damon, and he was, as you said, supposed to be joined by Manny Ramirez, but Ramirez is not here following that unexpected retirement following a failed drug test. Damon talked about that earlier today, about his surprise at Manny's retirement.
You know, it's a very sad thing that happened with Manny. I wish him nothing but the best. He's been he was a great teammate of mine. He was a great player. I was just hoping we would continue to have all the fun that we had when we had the press conference, and for it to end so abruptly and for the reasoning, it's sad. But I hope Manny's in a better place. I heard he's going to be traveling. He deserves to do it. After 18 or 19 years in the big leagues, it's time for him to walk away. Unfortunately, it's under these terms.
Well, I also talked to Joe Maddon about Manny. He said he was shocked and didn't see it coming at all about the news of his retirement and failed drug test. Maddon said that he talked to Manny, and he said Manny was really disappointed at what happened, but he didn't offer an explanation or an apology, and Joe wasn't looking for one. Maddon said he is disappointed that he isn't going to get to work with Manny and that he lost his cleanup hitter. Don?
Thanks, Heidi. 24-year-old Jeremy Hellickson gets the start. Game 1 is coming your way next. Baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, AT&T, Panasonic, Kia, and by Sylvania. Hey, good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park. Daisuke Matsuzaka ready here to face Sam Fuld to lead it off here for the Tampa Bay Rays. Second start of 2011 for Daisuke Matsuzaka. Lost against the Indians on Wednesday, a 5-inning effort. She gave up 6 hits and 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 2, and Daisuke threw 96 pitches in his outing against the Indians. Part of an entire go-through of the rotation, and no one able to win that first time around. But Daisuke Matsuzaka looking for his first win, coming in at 0-1 and facing a Tampa Bay Rays team that is 1-8. Daisuke ready, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike 1, and we're underway. Durham, New Hampshire native Sam Fuld leading it off here for the Tampa Bay Rays. Went to Exeter Academy, making his first career visit to Fenway Park as a major leaguer. 0-1, hits it in the air to right field. Drew coming in a step or two, and JD puts it away. Let's check out the Rays starting lineup, and it looks a lot different from what you're used to. Sam Fuld is the left fielder Johnny Damon, the DH. Matt Joyce in right, Dan Johnson at first base, and Zobrist at second base, B.J. Upton at center, Felipe Lopez at third, John Jaso catching, and Reed Brignac at short. One down for Johnny Damon. Hits it in the air to deep right. J.D. Drew going back at the wall. That ball is gone. Johnny Damon returning for the first time since he was in a Yankees uniform. He was here with the Tigers but did not play. Got to feel pretty good as he touches them all to put the Rays on top 1-0.
Well, Johnny Damon picks up his second home run of the season, greeted by boos here by the Red Sox fans prior to his at-bat. Wastes no time, jumps on the first fastball from Daisuke and takes it into the bullpen for a home run. Second home run he's hit against Daisuke Matsuzaka.
And the 29th that he has hit at Fenway Park. Nice start for the Rays. That's Joyce in on the left side. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Joyce gets a start in right field. Well, more boos for Damon. Kind of wondered, Jerry, coming into this game tonight. Now he's not in a Yankees uniform. Maybe he'd heard some cheers, but it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. They will never forget.
Well, he was upset about it, no doubt. His return to Fenway Park the first time, and a lot of people figured that was largely the reason that in the waiver wire deal he did not accept the trade here to Boston last year, late in the season. But in a Rays uniform, and he anticipated that he'd be along with Manny Ramirez here for this series, but not the case. Manny, of course, retiring on Friday. This one fought off foul to the left by Joyce, and it's 0-2 still. That Joyce sitting at 130 so far. He's 3 for 23. And there's a lot of these type offensive numbers for the Rays out of the gate. Mentioned they are 1-8. And really struggling at the plate. This team does not look at all like last year's club. There is strike three, and the breaking ball from Daisuke. 2 down. Well, Jamie came up. This is what it sounded like at Fenway Park. I guess they don't forget. You're right, Jerry.
Now, as long as you put the Yankee uniform on, they will not forget.
Even if you come back in something else. It wasn't as vociferous as it was the night he was here in a Yankees uniform for the first time. But still not warm and fuzzy as Dan Johnson takes a strike, and this was the return for him. Is also the return of Doug Marabelli that night. You may remember to catch Tim Wakefield. One hopper to first. Gonzalez has got it. He'll take it to the bag to end the inning. Daisuke gives up a home run to Johnny Damon. The Rays lead it 1-0. Red Sox coming to bat, and the Red Sox starting lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Carl Crawford leads it off, the former Ray in left field. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first base with Kevin Youkilis at third in the cleanup spot. David Ortiz, a DH, with J.D. Drew in right. Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching. He bats seventh with Jacoby Ellsbury in center eighth. And Marco Scudero at shortstop bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Rays, 24-year-old Jeremy Hellickson. Lost against the Angels his first time out, 5 2/3, giving up 3 runs. Rolled 99 pitches and had 10 strikeouts. But the Rays losing his career mark at 10 games and 4 starts coming last year. 4-0 with a 3.47 ERA for Jeremy Hellickson.
The Tampa Bay defense is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, and tonight they'll have Felipe Lopez at third base, Reed Brignac the shortstop, Ben Zobrist at second, and Dan Johnson the first baseman. Left to right, Sam Fuld, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce, and John Chaso doing the catching for Hellickson.
Des Moines, Iowa native deals with a pitch down low to Carl Crawford. Owns all kinds of offensive records for the Tampa Bay Rays, and now in a Red Sox uniform, but there are a lot of guys who wore Rays uniforms last year that are other places this year. Pitch in there for a strike. Carl Crawford off to a slow start in his new uniform, 5 for 38. Begin the year 132 and leading off again tonight. It's a pop-up left side that sends Brignac to the outfield grass. Fuld coming in, and the left fielder calls him off to make the catch. So Crawford retired, and it brings up Dustin Pedroia. What a weekend for Dustin Pedroia. Red Sox really needed him to get it going, and he did. Hitting at 400 so far in the season. He was 14 for 35. The home run in his first Fenway at bat of 2011, and he's knocked in 5 runs now. 3 hits in each of his last 3 games, and all those were against the Yankees as he takes strike 1.
Hellickson has only faced the Red Sox once. That was in relief last season. Dono McDonald hit a home run off him.
On the ground at Zobrist at second base. Pedroia is out number 2. And that'll take us to Adrian Gonzalez here in the first inning. Hellickson, a big prospect. He was ranked number 6 in the game heading into this season. And the number 2 pitcher on Baseball America's list coming in. Last year voted the best changeup in the Rays system. A fastball, curveball, slider, change, and a cutter. So full arsenal for Jeremy Hellickson, who has 2 outs here in the first. Adrian Gonzalez takes ball 1. Not only are the Rays lineup kind of depleted from where they were a year ago, they were without Evan Longoria, who's got an oblique problem, is on the DL. Even when he comes back, there's not a great deal of protection for Evan Longoria and Joe Maddon's lineup right now to start the season. The Rays were going to cut payroll. They did that during the offseason. And when they were unable to get by Texas in the division series last year, you could tell that they were kind of starting over again. And it was a real sad time for the Rays at the time because they knew they weren't going to have the same team back. 2-0 pitches, ball 3, 3-0. And another team that is overloading the right side on Adrian Gonzalez. The shift has been consistent by everybody. Well, I don't think the Rangers did it. Everybody else did it.
Yeah, everybody since the Rangers has had this shift on Gonzalez.
4-pitch walk to Adrian Gonzalez with 2 down in the inning. Jim Hickey with a good staff starting wise coming back young, but boy, the bullpen, it's not often that year to year you lose your entire pen.
A lot of different and new names out of that bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays.
You get to the end of the game in the past, talking about Joaquin Benoit and Rafael Soriano to finish it up, and both those guys are gone. Soriano in New York, Benoit now with the Tigers. Benoit, real surprise last year coming into the season, but boy, the game was over. The Rays had the lead after 7. Youkilis off to a 4 for 27 start. And a swing and a miss, fooled in the pitch, 1-1.
That's the changeup you were talking about, Don. 81 miles an hour with this off-speed pitch, the changeup. It had Kevin Youkilis reaching for it.
Two RBIs, no homers yet for Youkilis on the year. Inside that time, 2-1.
Doubled up on the changeup, that time going inside but missing the corner.
Youkilis leading the American League with 11 walks. Outside, it's 3-1. Came in, couldn't get the corner, goes out, can't get the corner out there either. Falls behind, 3-1. Wow, Youkilis thought it was a strike, he didn't move right away. It's call ball 4, and Youkilis adds to his league-leading total. Back-to-back walks allowed by Hellickson with 2 down, but now the strike zone's kind of tight for Tim Cheetah.
Well, once again, he goes to that changeup, and that changeup just misses the outside corner, according to Tim Cheetah. According to Amica, the strike.
2 on, 2 down. And that's 12 walks now for Youkilis. Chance here for the Red Sox to do some damage in the first, and here's Big Papi. It's 5th in the Red Sox order tonight. 257, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. He's 9 for 35 out of the gate. And something with a wrinkle in it, a breaking ball fouled back.
Once again, they have about that same defense on here right now that they had Gonzalez overshift on the right side. B.J. Upton very shallow in center field.
Always plays a pretty shallow center at home at Tropicana Field and is doing so here on the road at Fenway. He's got great speed. Ortiz backs out of the way and takes a high strike, 0-2. David has hit safely in 6 of 9 games on the year. J.D. Drew waits on deck. Hellickson trying to work his way around. 2 walks in the first inning. Outside, 1-2.
The only batter in this lineup for the Red Sox tonight that has faced Hellickson is Saltalamacchia.
Two on, 2 down, and a 1-2 to David Ortiz. In the dirt, kicks off the umpire, and it's fortunate for the Rays. That one off Tim Cheetah, and glance quickly to John Jaso, the catch. Otherwise, that was headed to the backstop.
Yeah, not deep enough, not far enough for Gonzalez to advance to third base. A big break there for the Tampa Bay Rays as it hits off the leg of Tim Cheetah.
10 pitches in the first for Daisuke through all strikes. Hellickson, so 18 pitches, and only 7 for strikes so far. Ortiz grounds it softly to Johnson at first. He'll flip to Hellickson, and Hellickson gets out of the jam. He walks 2 and gets away with it. It's 1-0 Rays after 1. At Cumberland Farms, there you can choose from all your favorite fountain and frozen flavors for just 79 cents any size. The Chill Zone only at Cumberland Farms. It's 1-0 Rays on top of the Red Sox. We head to the second inning. Jerry, no doubt the Red Sox needed the kind of weekend they had, taking 2 out of 3 from New York.
No, they certainly did, and last night was a huge win for the Red Sox behind Josh Beckett, who really pitched a terrific game last night for Boston. And it's nice to see you again, Don. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. I forgot what you look like.
After almost 2 months, hard to imagine you forget what I look like. Josh Beckett really was amazing, Jerry. You think about it was like the Beckett of 2007 again.
Yep.
Everything was working. Everything was thrown for strikes, good velocity. This is on the ground down the third baseline and a fair ball. Euclid was off the line. Ben Zobrist is headed for second base. It's dug out by Crawford, but a leadoff double by Ben Zobrist to get the second inning started.
Looks like Zobrist gets a breaking ball here from Daisuke. A curveball that stays out over the plate. Kind of a late swing by Zobrist, but he chops it down that third base line. You see how far off the line Kevin Euclid was playing, and the leadoff double for Ben Zobrist.
A runner at second for B.J. Upton. One of our key matchup brought to you by your New England Acura dealers. It's Daisuke Matsuzaka just 2 for 15. A home run, 2 runs batted in. Upton batting out of the 6th spot in the Rays order. Rays are kind of waiting for him to erupt. So much promise for B.J. Upton, and times flashes of brilliance and long stretches of not so much. He leads the Rays in batting, hitting at .290 coming in, and home runs with 2. Pitch inside for ball 1. iParty is the official party store of the Boston Red Sox. Shop iParty for all your Red Sox party supplies and all your spring entertaining needs. .1-0 to B.J. Upton. Upton, whose best month generally is April. Career .280 batting average in April, the highest of any month. Seems like he's been around for a long time. He's still just 26 years of age. He enters his 7th major league season. And of course, all have been with the Rays. 1-1 is fouled off, and it's 1-2.
Cut fastball that time from Daisuke, keeping it away from B.J. Upton. And Upton fouling it straight back. See, Saltalamacchia is setting up outside, almost off the outside edge.
Ben Zobrist started the second inning with a double. Down low, 2-2. 42 stolen bases last year for B.J. Upton. Tied for 6th in the American League, 6th in the majors. 3rd straight year with at least 42 thefts. This year he has tried to steal 3 times and has been caught on 2 occasions. And Michael Bourne, who we saw in the last exhibition game against Houston, the only players with 40 stolen bases each of the last 3 seasons. He was caught 9 times all of last year, the best rate of his career, 82.4% success rate. Trying to get on with a full count here in the second inning. Pickoff play at second, no throw.
Not a design pickoff play. It's Pedroia heading for the bag. When he puts the hand out, that's when he wants Daisuke to turn and throw. There's the hand. But Daisuke didn't feel like he had any chance to get him, so he holds on to the baseball.
Ball 4, and he loses Upton. So B.J. Upton down to first base. First 2 base runners here in the second have reached. And it'll bring up Felipe Lopez. And Lopez, former National League All-Star with Cincinnati Reds, 30-year-old in his 8th Major League team now with the Rays. Was a member of the Red Sox very briefly at the end of last year. Bunt dropped down the first baseline, foul.
A strange bunt attempt that was by Lopez. He squared around very late and then tried to bunt the ball down the first baseline. Really jabbed at it. That ball was inside. Not a good pitch to bunt. It's like Joe Madden trying to rush a couple of men into scoring position. They've been having their problems scoring runs.
Two on, nobody out, and an 0-1 pitch coming to Felipe Lopez. And it's down low, 1-1. Lopez now starting in the absence of Evan Longoria at third base. It's 6th start of the year. Didn't start the year on the Major League roster. Started the year AAA Durham. Called up April 3rd as Evan Longoria was placed on the DL. Made his Rays debut that night as a pinch hitter against the Orioles. Speaking of the Orioles, they are 6-3 and top the American League East to start tonight's action. That Showalter's crew off to a good start to begin the year. The Yankees, despite dropping 2 out of 3 here over the weekend, tied for second with John Farrell's Blue Jays, who are out on the West Coast. Jays play in Seattle tonight after wrapping up a weekend series with the Angels. Swing and a miss. Lopez can't get it. It's 2-2.
Well, Daisuke dropping the changeup on him in a fastball count. 2 balls, 1 strike. And it's the changeup from Matsuzaka, and a very good one. The bottom falling out of it.
Line into center field, a base hit. Zobrist was headed back towards second, so he's just getting to third now. And the bases are loaded with nobody out for the Rays here in the second inning.
Well, after being fooled on a changeup, Daisuke tries to throw a fastball by Lopez, and he's ready for it. The runner at second base, Zobrist, had to wait to make sure that ball cleared the jump of Marco Scutaro. Once it did, he could only move up as far as third base. So Daisuke in trouble here. Nobody out. Bases loaded in the top of the second.
And the Rays already on top, 1-0. As John Jaso settles in. Rays catcher off to a slow start like a lot of the Rays. He's just 1 for 15 out of the gate. No homers, no runs batted in, and he bats 8th. In the air, hit well to left as Crawford goes back onto the track. It's going to be off the scoreboard. Zobrist scores. In behind him comes B.J. Upton. 2 runs in, and the Rays take a 3-0 lead. A 2-run wall ball double for John Jaso. And Tampa Bay on top 3-0.
Jaso came into the game hitting .067, really having a tough time offensively. But he gets on the changeup from Matsuzaka. But the changeup does nothing that time. It stays about thigh high, and to the opposite field goes John Jaso. Right at the base of the wall.
First 2 RBIs of the year for John Jaso. Second and third, nobody out. 2 runs in the inning. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. 3-0 Rays on top with nobody out here in the second inning. Reed Breniak, the batter for Tampa Bay. Line to right. This is trouble in for a base hit. Lopez from third. John Jaso going to try and score from second. He will. 2 more Tampa Bay runs, and the Rays lead it 5-0. They have not been able to score or hit during the course of the early going of the season. First 9 games, and they're doing both here early in this one.
And very aggressive are the Rays against Matsuzaka. They've made him work a few times deep in the count, sometimes swinging early. There's the slider from Matsuzaka again. Too much of the plate. And Breniak with the base hit to drive in 2 runs. So Tampa Bay, who has not been scoring off very quickly in this one.
Breniak at first, still nobody out. And Sam Fold, the batter. To right field, down the line, towards the pole and the wall, and it is gone. Wrapped it around Rusky's pole down the right field line. A 2-run shot for Sam Fold, the New Hampshire native. And the Rays, just like that, lead it 7-0 as Kurt Young will go to the phone.
Wow. Now you mentioned the local guy, Don. He gets the changeup, it looks like, from Matsuzaka. And Matt again right down the middle of the plate. The line shot right into the first row.
3 times last year, Daisuke gave up 7 runs in an outing. The most he gave up was to the Rays, an 8-run outing, and that was September the 7th of last year. This one tap foul into the seats. Tim Wakefield up in the pen. Daisuke's not fooling anybody right now as he gets ready with a 1-1 pitch to Damon. In there for strike. Jerry, no doubt in the first week of the season, you look at the Red Sox, they had trouble with runners in scoring position. When you don't get good starts and you're playing from behind, especially this deep, it makes it very difficult.
Puts tremendous pressure on the offense. There's no question about that, Don. I mean, here you are down 7 runs in the second inning.
To center, and this will fall for a base hit. The onslaught continues. A single to center for Damon. He's 2 for 2 already.
Everything that's being hit right now off Matsuzaka is right down the middle of the plate. Take a look at the Johnny Damon home run back in the first inning. Gets the fastball from Matsuzaka where? Middle of the plate. Line shot home run into the bullpen.
Coming into tonight's game, in the previous 9 games for the Rays, they had 2 runs in the first 2 innings. They have got 7 so far here tonight. It's a team that has only scored more than 3 runs once in a game this year. They are teeing off on Daisuke Matsuzaka.
And again, Don, another fastball right down the middle of the home plate. See the location on the Amica pit zone. That's why you see the aggressive swinging right now by the Rays.
They're not waiting around. Chop foul outside of first. And one of the questions is how quickly can Tim Wakefield get ready now?
If he was ready, he'd be in the game right now.
So the question, the answer is he's not. Oh, 0-2 the count to Matt Joyce, 8th member of the Rays to bat here in the second inning. Inside 1-2. 2 home runs allowed by Daisuke, 1 for Johnny Damon in the first. That was a solo shot, 2-run shot by New Hampshire native Sam Fold here in the second. Breaking ball outside, 2-2. Was coming over from the Tigers in the Edwin Jackson deal. Runner goes, 2-2 pitch grounded right side. Stay out of the double play as Pedroia fires to first for the out. That's just the first out of the inning, and a mock cheer goes up at Fenway. And starting Damon kept him out of the double play. The pitching line, and it's not a pretty one, brought to you by Ace Ticket, where Daisuke Matsuzaka out of the gate. Just an inning and a third, 7 hits, 7 runs. Walk and a K. There's Dan Johnson, the first baseman. Carlos Pena now doing his work as a member of the Chicago Cubs. And Johnson was coming off the bench largely the last couple of years, former Oakland A. Now starting at first base and was just 3 for 34 out of the gate. Right back at Daisuke, knocked it down, looks to third, but he'll go to first for the out. Not sure if they got him in the glove or where, but couldn't catch it. Retires Johnson as Damon takes third.
Yeah, it did get him in the glove, and he's very fortunate it did. He knocks it down with the glove. He'll take a peek down at third base. No play there, and then goes to first to get the out. Here's that line shot back up the middle. The fastball right off the heel of the glove. Fortunately for Matsuzaka, he picked the ball up right away. It didn't roll too far from him.
Here's Ben Zobrist to get it all started with a double to begin the inning. As he takes ball 1 inside. Rays have banged out 7 hits. Strike over the outside corner, 1-1 now to Ben Zobrist. This next pitch will be the 30th of the second inning. The double by Zobrist was his first hit since an opening day home run at Chicago against the White Sox. April has generally been his quietest month, a .215 career average in April. His 6th major league season. Did he go? Yeah, he did. Bill Lucky rings him up, and that'll end the inning. Not before the Rays score 6 times in the inning and lead it 7-0. Turn to Fenway Park. Visit redsox.com/triple play to get your Cubs tickets today. Sam Fuld and the Tampa Bay Rays. A 7-run attack on 7 hits. Red Sox come to bat in the bottom of the second inning, trailing 7-0. J.D. Drew, Jared Saltalamacchia, and Jacoby Ellsbury here in the second inning. Drew 7 for 23. And the Rays go into a shift for him like they did for Adrian Gonzalez and David Ortiz, and now they do for Drew. Two and one. Works out to be a 23-minute wait for Jeremy Hellickson while his team gathered 6 additional runs. Inside for ball 3. Drew has reached base safely in all 7 of the games he's played in this season. It's in the last 6 games. Fouls it off, full count. Drew, then Saltalamacchia and Ellsbury here in the second inning as the Red Sox have to play catch-up. On the ground, shift is on. It's a shortstop, Breniak, who twists and turns and throws out J.D. Drew for out number 1.
Well, Breniak again in that shift, and he goes to his left. He still has to show some range to get to this ground ball. He does get to it, spins, and gets J.D. at first base. And they stay in the shift for Saltalamacchia.
Saltalamacchia hitting at 182, 4 for 22 to start the year. Jason Varitek made the start last night, and incidentally, Varitek enjoying his 39th birthday today. Happy birthday to the captain. He was outstanding last night and did a great job of catching Josh Beckett again, and certainly fuels the conversation as to whether or not he should be the regular catcher for Beckett. Does Beckett need a regular catcher? And if it's anything like last night again, you got to think about it, Jerry, because that was pretty spectacular.
Don, I wouldn't be at all surprised the next time that Beckett pitches, Jason Varitek will be behind the plate.
In the air, down the line and right, but it'll go foul. And it's 2-2.
Talked about Beckett in that ball game last night. I mean, he could throw any pitch he wanted in any time in that game last night. He had a great curveball working for him, as you see there against Gardner. He had the good fastball at about 93, 94 miles an hour. He had the changeup working for him. Everything going in his direction last night.
Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia down on strikes. First K for Hellickson. 2 down.
Well, mentioned that changeup from Hellickson. He picks up a strikeout on it. He's not afraid to throw it. He throws it a lot.
Two down, and here comes Jacoby Ellsbury. Pitch ran in the game last night, a 156 start to his season. He was 1 for 8 in the series against New York. And 5 for 32 to begin the year. Started the year in a leadoff spot in the Red Sox order, but has been dropped down in the order. Terry Francona trying to take some of the pressure off. He bats 8th tonight. And takes a look at strike 2.
Hellickson's got nice separation between that fastball and changeup. 92 with the fastball, 81 with the changeup.
See why Jim Hickey and the Rays are excited about Jeremy Hellickson. Just away, and it's 1-2. In this series, after Hellickson, we'll see David Price. Middle game here tomorrow night will be matched up against John Lester. Battle of lefties, and then John Lackey pitches on Wednesday night against right-hander James Shields. 1-2 is a little nubber that goes foul. There's a combination we'll see the next two nights. First Price on the right, and then Shields on the left in Game 3. Price is 0-2 with a 4.85, and Shields 0-1 with a 4.73. And again, it'll be Lester and Lackey going for the Red Sox in the next two nights. 1-2 is inside, 2-2. Well, the schedule finally calming down after all the opening days, the home opener, the opener on the road, the big games, everything else is kind of settling in for tonight's game. It's starting to a routine, but Red Sox not settling in here at all tonight, trailing 7-0 as Ellsbury takes ball 3.
Red Sox also have been very fortunate with the weather so far, with the exception of some cool days, actually cold days in Cleveland.
Ellsbury grounds one left side to short. Brignac gets rid of it in a hurry, and the Red Sox are down in order in the second inning. We play 2. Tampa Bay on top 7-0. To the best sports talk in America with John Dennis and Jerry Callahan. Weekday mornings at 6 on the WEEI Sports Radio Network, and of course, right here on NESN. NESN's own former associate producer, Kate Galvin, and her mom taking in the game here at Fenway Park tonight. Rays on top 7-0. B.J. Upton leading it off and sends one to short right. Drew won't get there as it drops in for a base hit. And more Rays base runners. As Daisuke Matsuzaka is short for this game.
Yeah, and that'll get Wakefield up again very quickly down in that bullpen for the Red Sox.
Lead runner on here in the third. Felipe Lopez singled and scored in the second inning. B.J. Upton with a good size lead at first base. Always a threat to steal. Daisuke checks on him. Mentioned 42 thefts for him a year ago. 6th in the American League, 6th in the majors. Problem last year is getting on base. It's outside, ball 2, 2-0. Daisuke's numbers against the Rays in his career, he's 2-6 against Tampa Bay with a 5.09 earned run average. And tonight has not been good. 2-0 pitch, now 3-0 pitch is in there for strike. There goes Upton. The pitch is ball 4.
That should be it.
Down to first.
That should be it for Daisuke.
Should be and will be, as Terry Francona comes out to get him. 7-0 Tampa Bay on top. Tim Wakefield to be in the game, and we come back to Fenway.
And, well, we talked about the middle of the plate for Daisuke tonight, and you're going to see 4 examples of what we were talking about. All these pitches right down the heart of the strike zone, and all hit very hard against Daisuke Matsuzaka.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Tim Wakefield into the game here in the 3rd inning with runners at first and second, nobody out. His 5th appearance already. 6 innings, 2 hits. Well, it's only hitting at 100 against Wakefield. In the dirt for ball 1. John Jaso, the batter, he doubled in 2 runs as part of that 6-run second inning for Tampa Bay. There's B.J. Upton at second base. Felipe Lopez at first base. Nobody out in the Rays' 3rd inning. Wakefield's got him picked off, and they got him. B.J. Upton was headed no man's land as Wakefield spiraled off the back of the mound and picks him off.
Now B.J. Upton trying to get a running lead toward third base, recognized very well by Marco Scutaro. Watch Scutaro behind Upton. There goes Upton. Scutaro at the bag, the pickoff attempt, and Wakefield gets him.
runner at first, one down. A 1-0 missing for ball two, 2-0. th season for Tim Wakefield in the majors. 17th as a member of the Red Sox. Longest tenured pitcher in team history. Bob Stanley and Roger Clemens second. There's a pitch in there for strike one, 2-1. Only Carl Yastrzemski, 23, Dwight Evans with 19, and Ted Williams with 19 have more years of service in a Red Sox uniform than Tim Wakefield. Strike two drops in there, and it's 2-2. One out, one on, and a 2-2 to John Jaso. Hits it on the ground to second, could be two. Second for one, on to first, it is two. Wakefield stops the bleeding. 2.5 done, 7-0 Tampa Bay. Tapping for a special 1-hour edition of Bruins Face Off Live at 6 for preview of the series and the rest of the playoff matchups. It's getting underway finally. Seven nothing Tampa Bay on top of Boston. Last half of the third inning, and number 9 man Marco Scutaro leading it off here for Boston in the third inning. Jeremy Hellickson in a 1-2-3 second inning, and has retired 4 batters in a row. Milan Lucic and Nathan Horton at the park here tonight at Fenway as they get ready for Thursday night. A 1-0. Chopped at third. Lopez in on the grass has got it. His throw across for out number 1 of the third inning.
Well, last night, Marco Scutaro had a big hit to give the Red Sox a couple of insurance runs. That coming off Jabba Chamberlain very late in the ball game in the 7th inning. And that kind of gave the Red Sox a comfort level heading into the final couple of innings.
Much needed for the Red Sox, much needed for Marco Scutaro. 40th pitch for Hellickson is fouled off by Crawford. 5 for 39 start to his time with the Red Sox. Flied out to left field in the first inning, 0 for 1. Down 0-2.
Fooled by that changeup. That time 79 on the changeup from Hellickson. I bet he's got as many changeups so far in this game as he does fastballs.
On the ground to first base. Dan Johnson picks it up, tags the bag, 2 down.
Now, let me ask you this question. Are you going to be sporting the playoff beard again?
You know, that's a very good question, Jerry. I have each of the last 2 years, and it hasn't worked out for the Bruins each of the last 2 years.
So I wouldn't do it.
I probably won't do it.
I would do it.
Plus, last year it really got kind of gray and nasty.
What's wrong with gray and nasty?
I don't want to say gray, but it's just more gray than I'd like. See, now that's good. Two down in the inning for Pedroia. Now this is for charity, of course. And I'm sure the Bruins are doing it again this year, the Beardathon.
I
so
like
it's a great cause.
I like your theory about changing their luck.
Yeah. Not doing it?
Yes.
So you're saying it's not a good look for me
send
either.
Send in a donation to the charity.
And don't participate.
But don't grow the beard.
See, that's what it was kind of looking like. And I'm not saying that his is nasty. It just didn't look good on me.
I don't think he heard you.
But you'll agree it wasn't a real good look. I mean,
do I agree?
Yes.
I think it looks fine, but it hasn't worked.
No. And I could tell at times you were intimidated by me.
Well, you're a mean-looking guy when you like that. Yeah. Tough, one of the toughest announcer in the league.
There's ball 4. Pedroia heads down to first base. Red Sox trying to chip away. Third walk given up by Hellickson, who's not yet given up a hit, but he's walked 3. And it brings up Adrian Gonzalez. Walked in the first inning. Well, one of those 3 walks. Shift on yet again. I wonder, Jerry, one advanced scout season and then puts it in a report, and all of a sudden everybody's doing it.
You know, and it seemed to work a couple of times. It's something we didn't see all of spring training. It kind of caught us all by surprise as the season started.
To right field, pull. Joyce on the run, will dive and not make the catch. Now he's in trouble. Gets by him to the track and the wall. Gonzalez, who's not run well, is headed for third base. 1 run is in, and Gonzalez will get a triple out of it as the Red Sox get on the board. And the walk this time is costly for Hellickson. And Joyce, who tried to make the diving catch, couldn't come up with it. Gambled in right.
He did gamble in right. He made a nice effort after this ball. It's a breaking ball that you see Gonzalez down and in is going to pull, and it's sinking very quickly. And Joyce goes into the dive. It gets by him. Anybody with more speed than Gonzalez probably would have had an inside the park home run. It's panic time right there where you're going to start chasing that ball back to the wall.
So Hellickson walked 2 in the first. The Red Sox could not score. He walks 1 with 2 outs here in the third, and they make him pay as Gonzalez now 90 feet away. It has been since 2009 since his last triple, his 9th career triple. 50th pitch for Hellickson is a swing and a foul.
One more look at the side swing from Adrian Gonzalez. The good balance, staying back, the soft landing on the front foot, and then pulling that breaking ball right down the right field line.
One to Youkilis. Down low for ball 2. Youkilis walked in the first inning. Leads the league in walks with 12 on the year. Chops a 2-1 foul, and it's 2-2. Youkilis now, Ortiz next. Red Sox batting with 2 outs in the third. in the dirt. Jaso gathers it, full count. Sixth 3-ball count of the game for Hellickson. 3 full counts. Pitch count rising. 2 outs in the third. Youkilis back up the middle, but Zobrist had him played there. And throws out Youkilis to end the inning. But the Red Sox break through with a run. We played 3. It's 7-1 Rays. Sox did turn to Frank Webb's Bat Centers and showrooms of FW Webb. Find a showroom near you at frankwebb.com. Jim Hickey talking it over with Jeremy Hellickson, his young 24-year-old right-hander who has worked through the first 3 innings, ran into trouble in the third after a walk. Red Sox get their first run. 7-1. Rays on top as they come to bat here in the 4th inning. Tim Wakefield back out on the mound as he logs more innings. Able to get a double play to end the 3rd inning in relief of Daisuke Matsuzaka. Reed Brignac leading it off and fouling it off, 1-1. Brignac with a 2-run single in the 2nd inning. This is Jason Bartlett at shortstop for the Rays. Seems somebody is replacing somebody on this Rays team all the way around.
Good dancing knuckleball here from Tim Wakefield to get ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. Great shot there. You see the lack of rotation on the baseball.
On the ground right side. Pedroia to Gonzalez. 1 down. Let's check back in with Heidi.
Don, Johnny Damon said he was shocked at both the Rays and the Red Sox start to the season, but he said for the Red Sox in particular, they definitely have a target on their back this season.
They actually have a bullseye on them. I mean, they're picked to win the World Series. You know, from everything that happened going into the season, that they already were rewarded the 2011 World Series. So, you know, teams are going to get excited about playing them and see where teams stand and how teams prepare for them. I mean, they're definitely the team to beat.
Damon also talked about not accepting the trade to Boston last year. He said he thought if he stayed in Detroit, the Tigers were going to bring him back for this season, and when they didn't, he was very disappointed. He said he may have accepted the trade if he had known that. Now, then he said, who knows, he could have been a Red Sox right now. Don?
Hardy, thanks very much. Throw to second base, not going to be in time as Sam Folden has returned here to New England. The New Hampshire native had a home run in the second inning. Now he's got a double here in the fourth inning.
Using the whole ballpark, too, pulling the home run down the right field line, now going into the gap in left center field. Nice play out here by Jacoby Ellsbury as he spins around, makes a throw, makes it fairly close at second base. But the head first slide for Fold gets in there for the double.
One out runner at second and a swing and a miss for Johnny Damon. He was thrilled to have Manny Ramirez alongside as a teammate this year. The two together for the press conference that they had to begin the year, and it looked like it was going to be an interesting situation this year in Tampa. This is up the middle and into center field. A base hit for Damon, his third hit of the night. Fold's coming around, and the Rays lead it by 7 once again. Their 8th run coming in on the third hit for Damon, and it's 8-1 Tampa Bay.
Second RBI of the night for Johnny Damon. Had a terrible swing on the first pitch from Wakefield, but then just makes contact and puts it right up the middle for the base hit on that second pitch.
So 1 out, 1 on. Matt Joyce standing in. To center field. Ellsbury on the run will dive and make the catch in center field. Ellsbury had to dive forward on a sinking line drive, and he makes the grab for the second out here in the fourth inning.
That ball left contact. It looked like Ellsbury had no chance to get to it, but he hustles with his speed. He goes into the dive and able to close the glove up before it hits the grass.
Lucky didn't roll that wrist either.
See a lot of injuries like that.
So 2 down, Damon at first base. As Dan Johnson comes up, Big Papi and Terry Francona talking it over. Just to finish up the thought on Manny, though, Jerry, at the time we announced his retirement, we saw it on the wire and we found out Friday. I mean, just shocking that he would try to do that again and get caught again is just
stupid.
Can't believe it.
And it's beyond belief that that would happen again to Manny.
You would do some things from time to time. It would leave your head shaking all the time, but this one really takes the cake.
It's another head shaker, but this one's costing him his career. And probably the Hall of Fame.
Big swing and a miss for Johnson, 1-2. Johnson 0 for 2 is grounded out to first, grounded back to the mound. There's Ben Zobrist waiting on deck. To center, Ellsbury again coming in and makes the running catch. It ends the inning. Rays had a run, 3.5 done, 8-1 Tampa Bay. Tomorrow, April 12th, Dunkin' Donuts is giving away $25,000 worth of Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics tickets. Win by getting caught cold. Go to DunkinDonuts.com/caught-cold to learn more. America runs on Dunkin'. So in the Legends Suite, a legend Louis Tiant here at the ballpark tonight. Great hand in between innings. Red Sox and Rays play along to the bottom of the fourth inning. David Ortiz, J.D. Drew, Jared Saltalamacchia try to go to work on Jeremy Hellickson. Rays picked up another run in the top half of this inning. David grounded out to first base in the first inning. 2 on and 2 out. Red Sox have stranded 3 men. Another high strike. Ball and a strike to David Ortiz. Hellickson's given up only 1 hit. The triple by Adrian Gonzalez. He has walked 3. And is ahead 1-2.
And David frustrated with himself there. He was on that fastball, but a little bit late. Had a good pitch to hit. The fastball right down the middle of the plate, but fouls it straight back.
Drew then Saltalamacchia in the inning. Ortiz to center field, sending B.J. Upton back. Onto the dirt of the track at the wall. It's off the wall. Ricochet hits him. As Ortiz motors for second, he's thinking 3. He'll get there with a slide. A triple to begin the fourth inning for Big Papi.
Well, that surprised B.J. Upton in center field because he started to just kind of cruise after the ball and then realized it was hit much deeper than he anticipated. There's the side swing from David Ortiz, making that good solid contact. A high fly ball at center field. There's where B.J. Upton picks it up and tries to add more speed, but it bounces off the wall and then hits him. Big Papi in at third base with a triple.
One triple each of the last 4 years for David Ortiz. He stands at third base with nobody out in the fourth. Drew will try to deliver him. Pitch 60 of the night for Jeremy Hellickson. Two 2-0. Adrian Gonzalez with the other triple. Red Sox with 2 hits, both triples. 1 for Adrian and 1 for David. That's a strike. Big Jaso brought it back to the corner. 2-1. Drew bounced out to the shortstop Brenniak. First time up there into the shift again. Sliced foul. 2-2.
Again, a good pitch for a Red Sox hitter to hit a fastball down and in to J.D. Drew, and he fouls it back. That's kind of a sweet spot there for J.D.
On the ground up the middle into center field, a base hit. Ortiz from third, and it's 8-2 now, Tampa Bay. Drew delivers his 3rd RBI of the season.
Well, he gets another chance on the fastball, and this time he does not foul it back. He just kind of punches it up the middle. They got the shift on. Nobody at that shortstop position to be able to make the play. And the Red Sox trail it by 6.
No runner at first and nobody out. Jared Saltalamacchia 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out swinging in the second inning. A 4 for 23 start to 2011 for Saltalamacchia. Takes ball 1. Drew at first, held on by Dan Johnson. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Ellsbury waiting on deck, nobody out. We're in the home half of the fourth inning. Strike two. First career start tonight for Jeremy Hellickson against the Red Sox. Last year made one appearance September 7th here at Fenway in relief of David Price. An inning and 2/3, gave up 3 runs in that outing, gave up solo home run to Darnell McDonald. Now a 1-2 pitch to Saltalamacchia. Popped up left side. Brignac out, fold in. And Fold takes over and makes the catch for the first out. One down in the fourth inning, and it brings up Jacoby Ellsbury. I remind you to follow the Red Sox at MLB.com @BAT11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT 31826 or visit RedSox.com for details. One out in the fourth. J.D. Drew at first base. And here's Jacoby Ellsbury for the second time tonight. Rounded out to shortstop in the second inning. Ball 2-2-0. Pitch 70 of the night for Hellickson with one out here in the fourth inning. Ellsbury to center. Upton is there. He makes the catch below the cap high. And a hot shot, but right at B.J. Upton, 2 down.
Well, we mentioned that B.J. Upton plays a very shallow center field, and that line drive right at him. Just had to come in a couple of steps to make the catch.
Two down, Drew at first, and Marco Scudero the batter. Rounded out to the third baseman, Felipe Lopez, in the third inning. Drew at first with 2 down in the inning. Strike one to Scudero. Well, Dice came out Suzaka tonight, putting the Red Sox in a hole, as Tampa Bay with a run in the first, 6 in the second. They had a run in the fourth inning off Tim Wakefield, and Red Sox getting a run in the third, a run so far here in the fourth, and it is 8-2. One and one to Marco Scudero.
I don't think we've seen a breaking ball yet from Hellickson. I think it's been all fastballs and changeups.
Down low, and it is 2-1. More of the same. It seems like we've seen more changeups and maybe fastballs. Last changeup at 82 miles an hour. Backs off. Scudero backs out. It's at a high pitch count, 3 walks in the game at 2 in the first. Red Sox did not score.
A walk that did turn into a run in the third inning. Line and knocked down at second by Zobrist. Gets up and throws out Scudero to conclude the fourth inning. Red Sox get a run but trail 8-2 at the end of 4. Fifth inning at Fenway Park, 8-2. Rays on top of the Red Sox. Rays out hitting Boston 10-3, and Tim Wakefield trying to keep it right where it's at to give his offense a chance to come from behind. Wakefield did give up a run in the fourth inning. Johnny Damon, his old teammate, singled to center field, scoring Sam Fuld. Then Zobrist leads it off and takes strike one. Kind of a jack of all trades. Zobrist playing all over the Rays of the last couple of years, but he has settled in now at second base. Akinori Iwamura left the Rays. Zobrist has kind of been their second baseman since. Saw a lot of action in right field the year before. On the ground to Pedroia. One out in the fifth. Tonight, immediately following our Red Sox coverage, showing Jade McCarthy for Ness and Daly, presented by Sun Life Financial. Andy Brickley will be in studio to preview the Bruins' first-round playoff matchup with the Canadiens. We'll have highlights from tonight's Celtics and Wizards game, plus more reaction on Manny's retirement. All this and much more coming up on Ness and Daly tonight, following our Red Sox coverage only on Nesson. One out in the fifth. B.J. Upton has been on twice tonight. A walk in the second inning, a single in the third inning, and he was picked off second base by Tim Wakefield. Combination of Wakefield and Scudero able to get Upton. Jay Upton, the only major leaguer with at least 100 stolen bases and 100 doubles over the past 3 years. Sends one foul down the right field line. 2-2. Speed and power for B.J. Upton. Pretty good defensively in the outfield too. 36 outfield assists since 07. 8 more than any other center fielder in the majors.
They can see why he gets those assists, because he does play shallow, puts a great charge on the ball, and you try to take that extra base against Upton, He can throw you out.
On the ground by the mound is Scudero, a bobble, and no chance to get Upton. Knew he had to hurry. And Upton is aboard at first with 1 out.
I think this might go as a base hit because I think if Scudero feels this ball, he's going to have to spin around. Look where he's playing. He's playing the pole, and he has a long way to go to his left. See how they score that. I would score it a base hit, but I've been wrong before. Many times.
No ruling yet. 1 out, 1 on, and Felipe Lopez coming up. They do charge him with an error. So first miscue for either side tonight. As they check on first, and Upton back to the bag. It's time now for tonight's AT&T trivia question. Which 4 members of the 2004 Red Sox have gone on to play for Tampa Bay? The answer for you a little bit later. 1 out here in the 5th, runner at first. And an 0-1 to Felipe Lopez. Infield backs off, looks the runner back to the bag. Upton has been on 2 previous times and has not stolen a base yet tonight. There he goes as this one fouled off by Lopez. BJ didn't know it was a foul ball. Pedroia told him.
Never believe a middle infielder.
I was just going to say, do you really believe him?
No, you better check with the umpire to be sure.
Grounded foul into the Red Sox dugout. 0-2 to Felipe Lopez. 1 out here in the 5th. Kind of a pitch out and nothing doing. 1-2.
Don't see it very often, but every once in a while a manager will double up on the pitch out.
Wakefield, a quick move to first, but Upton back to the bag. Fly ball to right. J.D. Drew started back, now over to make the catch. 2 down. First time that Red Sox have been able to get Felipe Lopez tonight. 2 down. B.J. Upton at first, and John Jaso makes his way to the plate. Doubled in a pair of runs back in the 2nd inning, and last time up was the first batter that Tim Wakefield faced coming into the game. Wakefield was able to induce a 4-6-3 double play that ended the 3rd inning.
Upton again will be trying to go at some point, trying to get in a scoring position with 2 outs.
Upton started and stopped as there's ball 2 to Jaso. 2-0.
There's the start and there's the stop. He didn't feel like he had a good enough jump.
That'll drop in there for a strike, 2-1. Stolen bases over the last few years from B.J. Upton, 42 last year, 42 the year before, 44 in 2008. There he goes. This one's lined towards the gap in left center field. This will get down. Upton just keeps running. He will try and score. The throw from Pedroia to the plate is not going to be in time. And the Rays get their 9th run of the game. It's now 9-2. John Jaso driving it in. B.J. Upton had a start and comes all the way around to score the 9th Rays run.
Well, we felt at some point he was going to run. He did run, and on contact by John Jaso. A nice play by Crawford to get to this gap and cut the ball off. But with B.J. Upton's speed, no chance to get him at home plate. Here's the throw to the relay man, Pedroia. He throws in home, but not in time to get Upton.
Two down, Jaso at second base. Reed Brignac, the batter, and a swing and a miss. So Jaso with his second hit, 3rd run batted in. Rays team that's not hitting at all coming in here to Fenway Park. It's 9 runs and 12 hits. It is the 2nd run given up by Tim Wakefield. '40th pitch, line to first, and Gonzalez goes up to get it to end the inning. But a run for the Rays. Tampa Bay on top, 9-2. Boston Red Sox baseball at Nesson is brought to you by Eastern Bank. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. These are just some of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. 9-2. It's been all Tampa Bay in this one so far tonight, out hitting the Red Sox 11-3, and a lot of that damage done against Daisuke Matsuzaka in the game tonight. Crawford to right, back and over the head of Matt Joyce. One hops up into the bullpen. And a ground rule double for Carl Crawford to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Wasn't waiting around. He jumps on that first pitch of the inning.
Crawford had some good at-bats in the game last night. Unfortunately, did not have any hits. Here he gets a low fastball and really puts a charge in this one. One hop into the Red Sox bullpen. Crawford looking for anything to get him going.
safe at second, safe and secure, New York Life.
What happened to the organ? We have the organ?
There's no more organ. Obviously not up to your approval. No one checked with you.
Oh. You should like the organ. Cue the music.
Dustin Pedroia grounded out in the first inning, walked and scored in the third. Outside, ball 2. "77 pitches for Jeremy Hellickson, who works here in the 5th. He's up the leadoff double to Carl Crawford. Now behind Pedroia, 2-0. Swing and a miss.
Well, again, that changeup, 2 balls, no strikes. As a hitter, you expect a fastball, especially when it's a big lead like this. But nope, instead he gets that changeup.
Strike 2, 2-2.
There's a slider, and that might be the first breaking ball we've seen tonight. Not much of a break to it as it picks up the inside corner. High inside corner.
'80th pitch of the night for Jeremy Hellickson. Left center field. On the run is Fold. He'll dive and make the catch in left. Fold having some kind of game here tonight in his first major league game at Fenway Park.
Now, he can't do anything wrong here tonight. Great diving play on Dustin Pedroia. Look how far he's going to go for this. He goes into the dive and is able to make the catch. So he is having quite a debut here at Fenway Park. Face plant after making the catch.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, coming out with 1 out in the inning. Adrian Gonzalez coming up. The pitching line is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. Hellickson 80 pitches deep, 4 1/3, 4 hits, and 2 runs. A run in the third, a run in the 4th inning. He has walked 3. One of those walks turning into a run, and he has struck out 1 batter. He got Saltalamakia back in the 2nd inning. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. 4 members of the 2004 Red Sox went on to play for Tampa Bay. Johnny Damon, Gabe Kapler, Joe Nelson, and Manny Ramirez. Kapler played 158 games for the Rays over the last 2 years. Nelson was back with Boston last year, pitched 3 games for the Sox in 04 and 42 with the Rays in 09. And there's Damon and Ramirez joining the Rays during the offseason. Manny's stay lasted all of 5 games and 17 at-bats before he retired. 1 out runner at second. Adrian Gonzalez has been on twice, a walk and an RBI triple. Youkilis on deck, 1 out in the 5th. Adrian Gonzalez, 1 home run in the Red Sox uniform, got it in Cleveland. Rolls one over right side. It's Brignac, the shortstop, on the right side with the shift on. Throws out Gonzalez as Crawford takes third. 2 down in the 5th. Want to remind you to join us tomorrow at 6 for Red Sox first pitch, driven by New England Acura dealers TC, Peter, and Heidi. Sox continue their 3-game series against the Rays. Peter will have a preview of the pitching matchup between Lester and Price. That's the Boston Globe's Nick Cafardo. Keeps an eye on the New York Yankees. That and much more tomorrow night at 6. It's only on NESN. Youkilis walked in the first, grounded out in the third. Hudson wants a new baseball and gets one. One out. In there for strike one, 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1.
Well, you look at Hellickson, he looks so young, doesn't he? I mean,
Yes.
It's like he just graduated from high school.
He's 24. Major League time last year as a reliever. Lost his first game against the Angels in his first start. This is outside, 3-1. Born and raised in Des Moines, Iowa. Youkilis takes ball 4. Second walk of the night, 13th of the year. First and third with 2 down. Fourth walk allowed by Hellickson. And here comes David Ortiz. Grounded out in the first, tripled and scored in the fourth inning. One of only 4 Red Sox hits on the night. High for ball 1. Jaso out to talk to Hellickson again. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. Carl Crawford started the inning with a double. He's at third. Kevin Youkilis walked. He's at first. It's pitch number 90 of the night for Jeremy Hellickson. Line with the shift on. Zobrist in short right. Long throw. Gets it there. And Hellickson is out of the jam. In the fifth through 5. 9-2 Rays.
Located just 40 minutes from Boston and Lincoln, Rhode Island, is a proud sponsor of Red Sox Baseball on Nesson. During the 2011 season, Twin River will donate $100 to the Jimmy Fund for every Red Sox stolen base. Twin River Casino. So much, so close, so rewarding.
9-2, Rays on top of the Red Sox as it's the top of the 6th inning. It's some kind of game for Durham, New Hampshire native Sam Fuld. Saw him in spring training and made the team as he drives one out to right center field. Ellsbury tracking it back towards the triangle and can't get it. Off his glove, he goes down. Fuld still running, heading for third base. He'll stop there. And a triple for Sam Fuld to go along with his home run and double. He is a single shy now of the cycle here tonight at Fenway Park. You throw in there a great catch from him earlier, and it's been some kind of night.
Well, let's look at the night for him. First of all, the 2-run home run off Daisuke Matsuzaka down that right field line. A double into left center field. He makes a nice diving play against Dustin Pedroia. And now the triple up over the head of Jacoby Ellsbury. I think Jacoby was fooled on that too. And we saw B.J. Upton earlier in the game. Remember, the wind's blowing out here tonight, which is unusual in April here at Fenway Park.
Sam's dad is the dean of the College of Liberal Arts at the University of New Hampshire. And his mother, Amanda Merrill, is a New Hampshire state senator. Mentioned that born and raised in Durham, New Hampshire, resides there during the offseason. He's got 30 family and friends here at Fenway to see him play at Fenway for the first time.
I think they were all behind the Tampa dugout too during batting practice.
Ended up having to buy some tickets online before the game. Make sure he got everybody in. A triple to get it started here in the 6th inning. Joins Johnny Damon, who also has 3 hits tonight. Damon has knocked in 2 runs. The infield in as he takes ball 2. On the ground, foul. Fuld has major league time in the past with the Chicago Cubs, parts of 3 years. He's a 10th round pick by the Cubs in 2004. And came to the Rays part of the Matt Garza deal this past offseason. In the dirt, and Saltamaki gets a piece. No chance for Fuld to try it. Ball 4, and down to first goes Damon. First walk given up by Tim Wakefield.
Super slow look here at the knuckleball from Tim Wakefield. You see the release, and look, hardly any rotation on that baseball at all. That is the Ultramo look.
Matt Joyce with runners at the corners, nobody out. Bluff to third, he throws to first, and Damon back on the bag. Pitch 50 for Wakefield into his 4th inning of relief. There is action behind Wakefield. Fredo Aceves warming in the pen. Daisuke went just 2+, gave up 8 hits and 7 runs, walked 2, struck out 2. The Red Sox in a hole. It's 0-2. Choice of the big cut.
Red Sox at this stage down by 7, playing back, trying to get 2 outs, willing to give up 1 more run.
Trying to do what he can to keep Johnny Damon at first base. Don Orsillo with Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney bringing you Red Sox baseball in high definition on NESN. Coordinating producer of Red Sox baseball is Russ Kent. Senior coordinating director is Mike Narachi. Associate producer Jim White, and our production assistant is Mark Merlaka. Glad you've joined us for game 1 of this 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Rays. This one will get away, fouled late to break, but still coming. Throw is not going to be coming, and he scores. He's hardy and taken off, but he still gets in, and the Rays get their 10th run of the game and lead it 10-2.
I don't think Full knew exactly how far this ball got away from Saltalamacchia. It hits him in the leg. I think he was kind of, Saltalamacchia was blocking him a little bit. Finally he takes off and he makes it with no problem. And of course Johnny Damon goes in at second base. It's quite possible from that direction that he was blocking the baseball and he couldn't tell exactly how far away it was.
Saltalamacchia charged with a pass ball.
Take a look from down the line, down that third base line, and you can see right there, Full not exactly sure where the baseball is. Then when he finally sees how far it is, here he comes.
And he got no help from the batter. This is into center field for a base hit. Damon will be stopped at third. And a single for Matt Joyce. Still nobody out. Dan Johnson coming up. So a triple, a walk, a pass ball, and a single so far in the top half of the 6th inning. Dan Johnson has not been part of the hit parade. In fact, he's the only member of the Rays who does not have a base hit tonight. They have 14 as a team. He's grounded out twice and flied out to center. Two and 0. Wakefield came into the game back in the 3rd inning. Johnson takes ball 3. There's a strike. Wakefield going to the fastball. What a night for Sam Fuld. Homer in the 2nd, a double in the 4th, triple in the 6th.
Can't get that smile off his face, can he?
No. Johnson lines it foul down by the tarp, and it's a full count now. Immediately following the game, stay with us for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live at TC. Peter and Heidi get the breakdown of Dice K's performance tonight, including a manager's perspective from the press room segment. Plus the guys will answer your question. So keep them coming after the game at WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Kevin Youkilis in foul ground for out number 1 of the inning. And Johnson still hitless, 0 for 4 tonight.
Youkilis going to the warning track, two-handed catch.
So they're at the corners with 1 out for Ben Zobrist. He doubled back in the second inning, part of a 6-run second inning, all the runs off Daisuke Matsuzaka. There is strike 1. Outfield straight away on Zobrist. Numbers were down last year for Zobrist after 27 home runs and 91 RBIs, hitting .297 in his All-Star season of 09. He hit .238 last year. Lines it to right, and that's in for a hit. From third base comes Damon to score the 11th Rays run. Trying to score from first base is Matt Joyce. Throw to the plate is not in time. 2 runs in for the Rays, who up their lead to 12-2. And have scored 3 times off Wakefield here in the 6th inning.
Now Zobrist picks up his second double of the night, this time driving in 2 runs, giving him a total of 4 on the season. It's a knuckleball from Wakefield, and he hooks down the right field line. And 2 more runs come across, and that brings out Terry Francona.
So it is 12-2, Tampa Bay on top. The pitching change from Fenway. Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. 12-2, the Rays on top of the Red Sox, 1 out in the 6th inning. And after 3 1/3 from Tim Wakefield, here is Alfredo Aceves. 3rd appearance of the year, 6.00 earned run average for Aceves. Gave up 2 solo home runs in 2 innings pitched on Saturday against New York, after going an inning scoreless in his Red Sox debut on Friday. Was recalled from the AAA Paw Sox earlier in the day on Friday. B.J. Upton bats with the runner at second and 1 down.
DeSaltels, I guess. I hope we got the name right.
Swing and a miss, and it is 0-2. Whitfield in 3 1/3 gave up 7 hits. And so far, 5 runs. It's responsible for Zobrist, who's at second base. Walked one and did not strike anybody out as Upton lifts it in the air to shallow center. Pedroia out, Ellsbury in. And it's Pedroia who makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Here comes Felipe Lopez. 4 for 14 since being called up from AAA Durham. Lopez filling in for Evan Longoria on the DL with a oblique pull. Placed on the DL just 41 hours into the regular season was Longoria. Rays are 1-6 since Longoria went down. Of course, they were 5-5 over the final 10 games of last year. Longoria was out the left quadricep strain, but came back for the postseason. And of course, the Rays and Rangers played a 5-game series in the American League Division Series before the Rangers won and moved on. The victory in Game 5 at Tropicana Field. 2-0, fouled off to the left and out of play.
Texas Rangers continue to play great baseball.
Yes, they do.
They started against the Red Sox and they haven't let up.
They are 8-1 to begin the season.
I think 9-1 now. I think they won today.
They did. They beat the Tigers 2-0, so now 9-1. Beat Justin Verlander today. How about the Indians, who are 7-2 and have won 7 games in a row? They left beating the Red Sox, sweeping the Red Sox, and headed out west, and they took 3 games from the Mariners over the weekend. They've moved to L.A. and they take on the Angels later tonight. Danny Axis get the Indians playing good baseball. Some notes around the majors. Trevor Cahill, the Oakland A's, signed a 5-year extension plus 2 option years. Ryan Zimmerman expected to be placed on the 15-day DL, battling the abdominal strain. 2-1 is outside ball 3. Lopez, 7th man to bat for the Rays. Fouled off to the left, full count. Three-two pitch to Lopez. 2 down, runner at second. On the ground, left side, Scudero ranges on the run and in time to get Lopez. Nice play and nicely dug out by Gonzalez. The Rays tack on 3 more and lead it 12-2. Benjamin Moore revolutionary waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. 12-2, Rays on top as they get 3 more in the top half of the 6th inning. Make some defensive changes here in the bottom of the inning. Sean Rodriguez in the game at third base now. And over at first, former Red Sox first baseman Casey Kochman was just called up from the Rays. We'll play along to the bottom of the 6th inning. More Jeremy Hellickson. 90 total pitches. Works here to J.D. Drew to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Drew hooks it into the shift. Zobrist in short right throws him out. 1 down.
As Zobrist just had to wait for Kochman to get back to the bag. Ball hit pretty well by J.D. Drew, but right into that shift, Kochman had to chase back to that first base bag, and that's when the throw came from the second baseman.
One down here in the 6th inning for Jared Saltalamacchia. Strikeout and a flyout for Saltalamacchia in 2 tries. And now a 4-for-24 start to his season. Red Sox have been held to 4 hits all night by Jeremy Hellickson. He has walked 4, one of those walks turning into a run. A lot of deep counts, but not many hits. In there for strike 2, 2-2. Ball 3, full count action in the pen for the Rays. Adam Russell, right-hander, was up last inning. Back up again as Hellickson has the first out of the 6th inning. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and Saltalamacchia is on with the 5th walk given up by Hellickson. It's been his one problem of the night. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. This has not been a pitcher's duel here on this side. 12-2. The Rays on top of the Red Sox have banged out 15 hits. Jim Hickey checking on Adam Russell in the pen. Jacoby Ellsbury, the batter. And a soft liner that's into center field for a base hit. Up to second goes Saltalamacchia, and the Red Sox have something going with 1 down here in the 6th inning.
Ellsbury gets a fastball middle in and takes it up the middle for the base hit. Looks like that's going to be the night for Hellickson as Joe Madden makes his way to the mound and makes the call to the bullpen.
5 1/3 for Hellickson. He departs with a 12-2 lead.
Casino on April 17th. Get your tickets at the box office at foxwoods.com or by calling 866-646-0609.
12-2. Rays are on top with one out in the bottom of the sixth inning. Jeremy Hellickson looking for his first win of the year. He went 5 1/3. So far charged with 2 runs. He's responsible for the 2 men on. Walks were a problem in his outing tonight. 5 of them. So far 1 has turned into a run. Salto Amakia walked in this inning. He's at second with Ellsbury at first and Scudero at the plate. Adam Russell, the new pitcher, his 6th appearance. 1-0 with a 2.70 ERA. It's hitting at .231 against him. Tied for the team lead in appearances. Strike to Scudero, and it's 1-1. Last appeared 2 days ago in Chicago. The Rays were taking on the White Sox. He went an inning, giving up no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts for Russell. In there for strike 1 and 2.
And wearing out the outside corner on those first 2 fastballs. Juan Cruz, Jake McGee listening in the bullpen.
One-two pitch from Russell. On the ground towards second. Second for 1 to first for 2. Inning ending, grounded into by Scudero that ends the 6th. It is 12-2 Tampa Bay at the end of 6 innings. Featuring the Keurig coffee system with Green Mountain Coffee. 12-2 Tampa Bay on top of the Red Sox. Alfredo Aceves back on the mound. Some changes defensively. Darnell McDonald now in right field for J.D. Drew. And Jed Lowry at first base. Adrian Gonzalez the rest of the night off. 2-0 to John Jaso. Leads it off here in the 7th inning. Jaso with a double back in the 2nd inning that knocked in a pair of runs. And then another double in the 5th, which knocked in another run. 2 for 3 night. 3 RBIs for the Rays catcher, who had started off very slow. 1 for 15 to begin the year, but 2 for 3 night tonight with 3 RBIs. Two and 2. Sevis, the third pitcher of the night, used by Terry Francona, got the last 2 outs of the 6th inning. After 2+ from Daisuke, who gave up 7 runs, 3 1/3 from Tim Wakefield, who gave up 5 runs. Wakefield in 3 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Daisuke on the hook, 2+, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. 3-2 to Jaso. On the ground at Pedroia at second base. A bobble, but time to recover. And he does to retire Jaso for out number 1. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 13th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Not enjoying the score, but enjoying the game out there tonight. Red Sox down 12-2 with 1 out in the 7th inning. Here's Reed Brignac. Had a single in the second, a drive in 2. Since then, a ground out and a line out. And then for strike 2, 0-2. Sevis wearing the number 91, highest uniform number ever worn by a Red Sox player in a game. This is in the air to left, struck well. Crawford back, has room, and makes the catch, 2 down. Sam Fuld coming up. He is 1 single shy of the cycle as he homered in the 2nd inning, doubled in the 4th inning. And then a triple off the glove of Jacoby Ellsbury in center field in the 6th inning. He's also made a fine diving catch in left field. B.J. Upton has the only cycle in Rays history as Fuld takes strike 1. Native of Durham, New Hampshire. That's an Exeter Academy. To left field. Crawford going back. This will take him shy of the track. Makes the catch that ends the inning. 7th inning stretch time, 12-2 Rays. Let's check in with your need to know with NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Jade McCarthy. Red Sox first pitch. Join us for Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's. With TC, Peter and Heidi at 6:30. Of a preview of tomorrow's marquee pitching matchup between John Lester and David Price. Plus, the Boston Globe's Michael Vega will have the latest from the Red Sox clubhouse. Our live coverage begins from Peoki Way tomorrow at 6. It's only on NESN. Last half of the 7th inning. 12-2, Rays on top of the Red Sox. Adam Russell came into the game, got a double play ball to end the 6th inning. Starts the 7th. Crawford shoots one on the ground to Brignac, who cannot pick it up. Too much speed from Crawford, and Brignac charged with an error.
That was another bullet right there from Crawford, but right at somebody, right at Brignac, the shortstop. Once he bobbled it, forget about it. No chance to get Crawford at first base.
Wow, that's given a hit.
Base hit?
Base hit.
Okay.
Do you think it should be a base hit?
Well, I'm glad to see Crawford get a base hit, but
yes,
I would have to say that a ball that's hit directly at a player,
yes,
it should be caught. In most cases.
I thought it was an error. I even wrote an error in there, but
so
it's
did
not.
I, but I've changed my scorecard.
In the dirt. And blocked by Jason, no advance for Crawford at first base. Sharply hit, yes, but right at him.
I mean, it is a bullet. There's no question about that, but if he catches it, he's out at first base. But when you're in a slump, you take him any way you can get him.
Down low, ball 3-0. Pedroia grounded out in the first, walked and scored in the third, lined out to left in the fifth. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. That is the 6th walk given up tonight by Rays pitching. First for Adam Russell. Action behind him. Cesar Ramos, left-hander, up for Tampa Bay. The last thing Joe Madden wants, got a 10-run lead, and his pitcher's walking people. 2 on, nobody out, and here comes Jed Lowry. Terry Francona making defensive changes in the top half of this inning. McDonald in right, Lowry at first, and there's Jed Lowry. Takes ball 1 inside. Comes Jim Hickey. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Jed Lowry had 3 hits on Saturday against the Yankees, making his 2nd start, and both of his starts this year have come at shortstop. Comes into this game as a defensive replacement at first base. In his first start of the year, April 3rd at Texas, and then on Saturday. Appeared in all 4 infield positions during spring training, and tonight in at first base. Youkilis on deck, nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Also having a hard time throwing strikes, 3-1. .13 pitches, 5 strikes so far for Russell, who's fallen behind 3-1. and walks Jed Lowry to load the bases with nobody out. Back-to-back walks allowed by Russell. 7 now in the game given up by Rays pitching.
7 walks in the game, yet the Red Sox to this point only have the 2 runs.
Youkilis has 2 of those walks, and here he is with the bases loaded. Youkilis with all the walks, that on-base percentage up to .415. Average of 143. He was 2 for 3 in his career against Russell. With Crawford at third, Pedroia at second, Lowry at first. Nobody out. 2-1. Balls, 6 strikes for Russell since coming in. Line and caught at second. They'll try to make it 2, and they do. Big double play for the Rays. Red Sox had him loaded with nobody out. A hot shot by Youkilis, and it turns into 2.
Ball left the bat from Youkilis. It looked like base hit. Instead, it ends up in the glove of Zobrist. He goes to Brignac. They pick up the double play. And it's that kind of night for the Red Sox.
That is the night for Adam Russell. Cesar Ramos makes his way in. It's 12-2 Tampa Bay. The pitching change from Fenway Park. The Red Sox 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cesar Ramos into the game. Worked on Saturday against the White Sox. Gave up his first run since May of last year with the Padres. Ramos with his 5th appearance, 3.86 ERA. Sitting at 2.86 against him. Made his Rays debut on opening day. Lowry takes off as there's a line drive base hit into center field. From third comes Crawford. He'll score the Red Sox 3rd run. Big Poppy, his 2nd hit of the night, drives in his 1st run. And it's now 12-3. Jumped on the first pitch from Cesar Ramos.
Well, the Red Sox have hit the ball hard in this inning. I mean, Crawford's ball was scorched. Certainly the one by Youkilis that ended up in a double play. And now Ortiz with the leg kick, the extension, and the line shot to center field.
Lowry ends up at third base. First and third, 2 down. There's Darnell McDonald. Came into the game defensively in the top half of the inning in right field. And hits in J.D. Drew's spot. Drew was 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single. Darnell has not played since being picked off to end the game in Cleveland in Game 3 of that series. 1-0 is low, 2-0. Adam Russell, responsible for the runner at third base, has already given up a run here in an inning and a third. He walked 2 batters. The Rays pitching staff has walked 7 batters in the game tonight. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
That 2-0 changeup again, fooling a Red Sox hitter.
In the dirt, 3-1. Lowry at third. Ortiz crossed the diamond at first. 2 down in the 7th inning. Full count. 92 and by him. Joel Peralta up in the bullpen for Tampa Bay, a right-hander. Already seen Russell and now Ramos in relief of Hellickson. Pitcher of record came in 0-1. Strike 3 call. McDonald takes it and it ends the 7th inning. Red Sox get a run, but still trail 12-3 at the end of 7. on the WEI Sports Radio Network. It's the home for Dennis and Callahan every weekday morning at 6 and also seen right here on NESN. 8th inning back at Fenway, 12-3. Rays on top. And it's Johnny Damon who leads it off. Makia having trouble getting it back to Aceves. He fires it into center. Fortunately, no one on. 1-0 the count to Damon. Two 2-0. Damon has been on base 4 times in the game. A homer, 2 singles, a walk. He's scored twice, knocked in 2. Hughes it foul, and it's 2-1. When Damon first came back in the Yankees uniform, that's when he received the reception here at Fenway Park. Was with the Tigers when the Tigers were here, but was injured and did not play in that series. So he's been here at Fenway Park in another uniform other than the Yankees, but was never introduced. This one is sent down the left field line towards the corner, and it is a foul ball.
I wouldn't say the introduction was as bad tonight as it was when he came back as a Yankee. But still many more boos than cheers for Johnny as he was introduced in his first at bat. He's had a good night.
And this was the introduction tonight of Johnny Damon. Three-two and a swing and a miss. Strikes out this time. First time Red Sox pitcher's been able to get him all night.
And Aceves gets him on a changeup. Damon had homered, single walked, and now the strikeout on a changeup away.
6 in a row retired by Alfredo Aceves. 1 out in the 8th inning for Matt Joyce. Joyce struck out in the first, grounded out in the second, lined out to center in the 4th, singled, and scored in the 6th inning. Popped up and to shallow left. Crawford comes in and now over. Way over to make the catch. 2 down. Time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. The Red Sox continue their 3-game set tomorrow. The Rays, John Lester and David Price, 2 of the best young pitchers in the American League, take to the mound. Lester and Price both finished last season with 19 wins, tied for second most in the AL. Lester tied a career high with 225 Ks, while Price's sub-3 ERA closed the season out in 3rd. Our live coverage starts tomorrow at 6 right here on NESN.
A heck of a pitching matchup here tomorrow night.
There is strike 1. Sean Rodriguez bats as you look at David Price off to an 0-2 start. Sean Rodriguez coming over from the Angels in the Scott Kazmir deal. Two and 2 now to Sean Rodriguez. Red Sox got in a hole earlier. Guys came out, Sasaki giving up 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Swing and a miss. Very defensive swing for Rodriguez, who strikes out. 7.5 done. 12-3 Tampa Bay. 24-year-old Jeremy Hellickson starting for the Rays. 5 1/3 gives up 2 runs. It's pretty well, did walk 5, but plenty of offense in this game. The return of Johnny Damon. And Damon able to get a home run in the first inning. 1 of 2 home runs. The other belonging to Sam Fuld from Durham, New Hampshire. Having a great night here tonight at Fenway Park. Sending that one down the right field line and just inside Pesky's pole down there. And it is 12-3. Tampa Bay on top of the Red Sox as we play to the last half of the 8th inning. Jared Saltalamacchia leading it off. And fouling the first pitch off to the left. Joel Peralta into the game for Tampa Bay. 5th appearance, no record, a 2.25 ERA. And sitting at 267 against him. 4 Ks, no walks. Cesar Ramos is able to get the final out of the 7th. He struck out Darnell McDonald. Another former Tampa Bay Ray, Dan Wheeler, now warming in the Red Sox pen. He had 2 different stints in a Rays uniform. Part of their 2 postseason teams. In the dirt, and it's 1-2 now to Saltalamacchia. We're getting a look at this new Rays pen. Complete overhaul of their bullpen. Seen Adam Russell, Cesar Ramos, and now Joel Peralta.
Those players coming in that Jason Bartlett deal. San Diego.
Down and in, 2-2 to Saltalamacchia. Peralta, the oldest member of the Rays pitching staff. He's 35 years old. Signed a 1-year deal as a free agent in December. And a 2.02 ERA and 39 relief appearances last year for Washington. All 3, full count. Well, Rays pitching tonight. They've walked 7. Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia strikes out for out number 1 of the 8th.
Well, Peralta rearing back with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to pick up the strikeout against Saltalamacchia.
One out in the 8th for Jacoby Ellsbury. And a base hit to center field his last time up, a 1-for-3 game. Red Sox have only 6 hits in the game, being out hit 15-6. Check swing, foul. Marco Scutaro waiting on deck with 1 out in the 8th. Oh, and 2 to Ellsbury. Yosuke Matsuzaka gave up 7 runs in 2 innings tonight. Red Sox behind early. Trailing 12-3 as they bat here in the 8th. Very high for ball 1. Jeremy Hellickson on the other side for Tampa Bay gave up 2 runs in 5 1/3. Adam Russell an inning and a third, 1 run. Peralta with a 1-2 pitch. deep right field. Matt Joyce going back, and that is gone beyond the bullpen in right. Jacoby Ellsbury, the second home run of the season, and it is now 12-4.
Jacoby, who had last night off, did come in as a pinch runner in that ball game. Back with 2 hits tonight. Also had a line drive to center field back in the 4th inning. Ellsbury on a fastball hooks it up over the bullpen area. Ellsbury really surrounds that ball and put the charge in it.
Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson during the 2011 Red Sox season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston for every Red Sox home run hit. Hess and Hess Express, committed to helping the cause. 1 out in the 8th. Marco Scutaro waiting on a 1-1. Takes ball 2. Scutaro from the number 9 spot, 0 for 3 in the game tonight. He's grounded out 3 times, including last time up grounding into a double play. Three and 1. So 2 runs allowed by Hellickson, 1 by Russell, and now 1 by Peralta. Now Crawford, the former Ray, waiting on deck. 1 out in the 8th. Scutaro fouls it off. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes to Scutaro. Climbs back in the box. Scutaro pops it up. Shortstop Brignac out in short left, but Fold, left fielder, calls him off. 2 down. Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we believe something as simple as your checking account shouldn't come with a lot of strings attached. Eastern Free Checking. See just how good a checking account can feel. Two outs, 8th inning. Base is empty for Carl Crawford. Crawford with a double in the 5th inning. And then a single in the 7th. And a 2 for 4 night for Crawford. Little looper out towards left center field, and Fold will dive. You can't get it. Flying all over the place out there is Sam Fold, and had a pretty good effort, but couldn't catch it. Carl Crawford is aboard. Apparently, Jerry, they made the change on that error earlier to an error. That is the second hit now for Crawford.
Nice effort again by Fold out there, but Crawford on a changeup, almost a one-handed swing, able to drop it in. There you see Fold go diving for the baseball, can't quite come up with it, and Crawford has his second hit. Yeah, I did notice that one error go up on the board, so they must have changed that.
So Crawford now with 2 hits in the game. He's at first, 2 away for Dustin Pedroia. Crawford takes off for second. Pedroia hits him on the ground to third. Rodriguez to first for the out. That ends the 8th inning. Red Sox get a run on the home run by Jacoby Ellsbury. It's 12-4 Tampa Bay. At the breakdown of Daisuke Matsuzaka's performance tonight, including the manager's perspective in the From the Press Room segment. Plus, the guys will answer your questions, so keep those tweets coming. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. 12-4, Rays on top of the Red Sox. We head to the 9th inning. Red Sox who used their 4th pitcher of the night, former Ray Dan Wheeler. 11.57 ERA coming in, 2 1/3, 5 hits. It's hitting at .417 against Wheeler. 3 runs over his last 2 outings. We have 2 home runs. Ground ball back past him and into center field. And Zobrist will lead off single to begin the 9th.
Scoring change in this ball game, and that ground ball by Crawford to the shortstop Brignac. He bobbled it. It was originally scored a base hit, and they eventually changed it back to an error. So Crawford, instead of having a 3-hit night, has a 2-hit night going right now.
Ben Zobrist at first base for B.J. Upton. Action for the Rays. Kyle Farnsworth in the pen. Bobby Jenks for Boston. Wheeler falling behind 2-0. Wheeler posting a 3.24 ERA over the last 3 years as a member of the Rays. That span ranked American League relief leaders in games. He was 3rd. Holds, he was 5th. On base percentage, 5th. An average 8th. Some good years for the Rays. Veteran presence in their bullpen. 2-1 is fouled off, and it's 2-2. Wheeler was a member of the Rays in their unsuccessful years, and then went to Houston for a couple years, returned to Tampa Bay, his second stint. Of course, right out of the gate, a much better bullpen. They get to the World Series in 2008. And then back to the postseason with the Rays last year under Joe Madden. Ball 3 just outside. Wheeler last worked in Cleveland. He did not appear in the series against New York. An inning giving up a hit and a run. In a battle with his former teammate B.J. Upton. 3-2 pitch. On the ground is short. Scudero will go to second base and throw it away. Heading for third now is Zobrist. He was on one knee when he tried to throw to second, and he throws it away.
Probably go as a base hit and an error on Scudero to allow Zobrist to get to third base. There's the backhanded play. Lost his balance and then just tried to throw it any way he possibly could at second base. But it gets by Pedroia, backed up by Lowry, and the runner goes to third base, Zobrist.
So first and third, nobody out. And Casey Kochman coming up. For 5 on the season is Kochman. Called up on Friday from AAA Durham. Kochman is now 28, parts of 7 seasons in the majors. First with the Angels 04 through 08, the Braves 08-09, and the Red Sox part of 2009. He played for the Seattle Mariners last year. Wheeler, the 4th pitcher used by the Red Sox tonight. Alfredo Aceves went 2 2/3. He retired all 8 batters he faced. Ball 2, 2-1. Zobrist at third, Upton at first. Nobody out in the 9th. There's a strike, 2-2. On the ground by the dive of Lowry at first. From third base comes Zobrist. He'll score. And the Rays take a 13-4 lead. 3 hits in the inning now for Tampa Bay. The first of the year for Kochman, who drives in a run.
That ball down and in, and Kochman right by Jed Lowry at first base. See Upton have to jump to get out of the way of the baseball. So the Rays doing more damage here in the top of the 9th.
Still nobody out. And here's John Jaso, the catcher. Rays tonight have made good with their opportunities, 7 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Red Sox are 2 for 10. That continues to be a problem. Reed Brignac waiting on deck. Nobody out, top of the ninth. Rays have banged out 18 hits. To Jaso in the dirt. Saltalamacchia to his right blocks it. 2-1. Sam Fuld with another opportunity perhaps complete the cycle. He's got a home run, a double, and a triple tonight already. Strike 2, 2-2 to Jaso. In the air to center. Ellsbury is out there in center. He'll make the catch for the first out of the ninth. Jaso retired on a fly out to center. And brings up Reed Brignac. Brignac had a base hit way back in the second inning. 1 for 4 night. A couple of RBIs on that base hit in the second. Part of a 6-run second inning off Daisuke Matsuzaka. 2 on, 1 away. And a ground ball foul. Line to center field, and that's in for a base hit. Around from second base comes B.J. Upton. He'll score, and the Rays take a 14-4 lead. Second run allowed here by Dan Wheeler in the ninth inning. Brignac's second hit and third RBI of the game.
Got 3 RBIs. That base hit, as you mentioned, Don, back in the second inning to drive in 2. Now the base hit to center field to drive in another run. So this quiet hitting Tampa Bay club, quiet no longer tonight.
Chance for Sam Fuld to complete the cycle. Homered in the second, doubled in the fourth, tripled in the sixth inning. As he takes strike 1, here are the hits tonight. Also fly to right back in the first inning, so he has been retired once. Line to left, and it's in for a base hit. May want to stop at first, but he's not going to. He's going to head to second base for a double. One more run is in on the fourth hit of the night for Sam Fuld, who gets a double. He'll take that, and the Rays will take a 15-4 lead.
He's been smiling all night long, and why not? Offensively, defensively, he's had a big night for Tampa Bay. Takes his fastball away and shoots it down that left field line, and that's double territory, not single territory. They'll tell him to stop at first base, but no, he'll have none of that.
20 hits now in the game for the Rays. Johnny Damon with his 6th plate appearance of the night. It's ball 1 down and in. Homered back in the first, singled in the second, singled in the fourth, walked in the 6th, and the Red Sox finally got him out in the 8th as he struck out. 3 hits on base 4 times. And ahead 2-0. Brignac at third, Fold at second. 1 out in the 9th. It's gone from bad to worse here tonight at Fenway. Ground ball towards short. Scudero will go to first base. And just got Damon. It was a close play. Brignac scores from third. It's 16-4 Tampa Bay.
Well, very close play down at first base. Scudero going to his left, can't make the catch on the ground ball. Then a couple of stutter steps before the throw and a bang play.
Here is Matt Joyce. Chops one right side. Pedroia ranges, makes a nice play, and fires to first to end the inning. 4 more runs for the Rays and lead at 16-4 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Your New England Subaru dealer. And by Southwest Airlines. Sam Fold has had quite a night. Could have stopped and completed the cycle, but he got himself a double instead, and it's a 4-hit night for him. And first 4-hit night of his career. He does it here at Fenway Park. Was a Red Sox fan growing up and enjoying this moment, no doubt. As we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, Kyle Farnsworth becomes the 5th Rays pitcher of the night. 4th appearance, not giving up a run in 2 1/3. Jed Lowry leads it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Came in defensively at first base in the 7th inning, walked. 2nd plate appearance of the night for Lowry. Farnsworth's always been a guy who's thrown hard. He's pitched at 94 miles an hour. 34-year-old signing a one-year deal in January. Swinging a foul tip, 1-2. He has spent time with the Cubs, Tigers, Braves, Yankees, and Royals in the majors. 5 trips to the postseason for him in his career. Last year splitting time between Kansas City and Atlanta. 95 that time and fouled off. Nicholas waiting on deck. Farnsworth has 28 career saves, 16 of which came in 05 with the Tigers. One-two again. Tried to get it with the bare hand, couldn't, and it finds its way into center field. Jed Lowry got a base hit here to begin things in the bottom of the ninth.
Not sure if he got a piece of his hand or not as it headed up the middle. But regardless, Lowry has himself a base hit. One more look, the bounce. Couldn't tell. Looked like the ball got over his hand.
Here's Kevin Youkilis. Walked twice tonight, adding to his league-leading walk total, now 13 on the year as he takes strike one. He's also grounded out twice. Ball and a strike to Youkilis. Pitcher of record for the Rays, Jeremy Hellickson, going to get his first win of the year. Came in 0-1 with a 4.76 ERA. Second start and 5 1/3, giving up 2 runs. Youkilis jolts it towards left center. That'll get in for a base hit. Upton over to play it. Throw goes to third, and it is airmail, but Rodriguez able to get it. And into second base goes Youkilis. Second and third, nobody out in the ninth.
Well, Youkilis has been on base 3 times tonight, a couple of walks. Now this double. Looks like a cut fastball that he gets right there at 88 miles an hour and is able to hook the ball to B.J. Upton. I thought Upton was going to go to second base with it. Instead, he lets it fly toward third base.
Second and third, nobody out. And here's David Ortiz. Fly ball down the left field line, full with a long run over by the seats, and he makes the catch in fair ground. Tagging is Lowry. He will score. The Red Sox 5th run, and it's now 16-5. Ortiz, with a sacrifice fly, picks up another RBI, his second of the night, 8th of the year.
I didn't think they were going to send Lowry down by so many runs, and Full was not that deep out there, but he has no problem scoring. There he is down in the corner right up against the white line, but no problem scoring for Jed Lowry. Ball cut off.
Ortiz had 4 RBIs in the entire month of April last year. He's got 8 this April, and 1 out now in the ninth for Darnell McDonald. Strike one. He struck out in his first plate appearance. And in the 7th inning, took over defensively for J.D. Drew in right field in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss, and he's down 0-2. Rally caps and a lot of work to do. Trailing by 11 runs.
Need a lot of caps.
Seven, but missing outside. 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Jared Saltalamacchia waiting on deck. 1 out in the 9th. In the dirt, full count. Farnsworth, the 5th Rays pitcher of the night. Had trouble with walks tonight. 7 walks, first 2 pitchers that Jim Hickey and Joe Madden sent out there. Donald chops it foul, stays alive. Got a piece of the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Three and 2, the count to Darnell McDonald. Fouled off to the right, out of play again. Farnsworth dialing it up, 97.
Yeah, a couple of pitches in this at bat to Darnell McDonald at 97 miles an hour.
McDonald fouls it off, hangs tough. Swinging a foul again. Jake McGee up for the Rays. This at bat going into double figures in pitches. This will be the 10th pitch of the at bat. Donald was fouled off 4 in a row. It's left to the crowd appreciating the at bat. And it will continue. Three-two pitch again. Strike 3 call. McDonald strikes out for the 2nd time looking. Good battle, but Farnsworth gets him in the end.
Yeah, Farnsworth finds that outside corner with the fastball and picks up the strikeout, but it took him 11 pitches to do it.
So 2 down in the 9th. The runner at second base, and here's Saltalamacchia. Struck out in the 2nd, flied out to left in the 4th. He walked in the 6th inning and then struck out swinging in the 8th. Sends one foul to the left and out of play. Ground ball into the shift. Zobrist in short right throws out Saltalamacchia, and the Tampa Bay Rays came in 1-8 and they beat the Red Sox tonight. Red Sox getting a run in the 9th, and Jerry, very difficult to come back when you're down 7-0 after 2 innings as the Red Sox were tonight.
Well, that's what's so disappointing about this ball game tonight. You have a real sharp game last night from Josh Beckett. You hope that momentum carries over with the pitching, and all of a sudden you can look up before everybody's in their seats and you're down 7-0 in the ball game. It's it's deflating for the offense to have a night like that. A great night right there, as you can see, for the Tampa Bay Rays, but another disappointing loss for the Boston Red Sox.
Final score again, 16-5. The Rays beat the Red Sox. For Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Fenway Park. Join us again tomorrow night for Game 2 against the Rays. Live coverage begins from Yawkey Way at 6 o'clock. It's been a presentation of Nessa, New England's most watched sports network. Timeout for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Here's Tom Caron.